Did that get your heart pumping? Yeah! How's your day going so far? Did you have a good time? We're gonna cap it off pretty good here. We're really excited about this. I just wanted to quickly remind you that your ticket here to the Comic-Con, come in here today, help support the great work of the Pop Culture Classroom. If you want to, tomorrow stop inside their Pop Culture Classroom information booth upstairs, find out about the work they do. And who comes to us out of Dallas, Texas, Taffeta Darling.
Hey Denver Comic-Con, is this amazing or what? You guys can get louder than that. Look at you. You guys are incredible out here. So let's get loud and scream for these guys. I'll take that. All right, so this is the 30th reunion anniversary for Weird Science. So I know you're tired of seeing my face, so let's bring out some of the stars. First up, let's go ahead and welcome Elon Mitchell-Smith, if he wants to make his way out here. Scream, you guys. Scream, this is 30 years in the making. We also have Anthony Michael Hall. All right, you little maniacs, let's go ahead and bring out Kelly LeBrock. You guys can get louder than that, come on now. All right, let's make sure these mics are on. Does everyone have one?
How's Denver doing out there? Thank you guys for coming to this great DenverCon. It's obviously for a great cause too, so we're excited to be here. Thank you. And without any audience, none of us, so thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming. It's great to see you all. Awesome. My boys are behaving themselves now. I can take them out. Yeah, I'm wearing her underwear right now.
Awesome, well thank you guys for making this iconic reunion here for everybody and making my day, because I get to sit here and be cozy with some of the most iconic actors of my childhood. This is amazing, thank you.
It's amazing for us too. It's the first time we've been together, right?
Yeah, it is. A long time.
So I guess we'll just go ahead and get into it. And one of the things that I've kind of thought was really interesting, and I didn't realize that this is something that you'd actually said at a point in time, was that Lisa was almost a Mary Poppins with breasts. And for me, when I watch this movie, I feel like she is. She comes, you know, kind of out of their creation, and she comes down and she gives them that confidence to, you know, be who they are. And you don't really see that as often in more modern type of movies. And so, what do you think is the main reason that Lisa, as far as sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied because I'm just like, holy crap, look at these guys.
Yeah, this is a great one.
What do you think makes her so iconic and so relatable from the 80s into even like the modern times now in like, you know, 2015?
John Bloody Hughes. I mean, the only person that could take family and depict them and talk about them the way he could, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
He was a great collaborator. He was such a cool guy. He was very down to earth. And when we were shooting those movies back then, it was long before everybody had, you know, phones with you know, cameras in them. And so in other words, he didn't sit at Video Village. You know, he would sit right underneath the camera. He would be right there with us. He was like our first audience. And I just have great memories with that. He was always laughing. And he was such a great writer. But the thing that was, I think, for me, very cool about him is that he really empowered us to try things and to ad-lib and have fun with it. And we had such a great experience.
He was like one of the kids. He wasn't just a director. He was a friend. He was a mentor. He was a talent that he loved to share. He always asked everybody on set what they thought. But he had a definite idea about how he wanted it.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I didn't think of him as a peer at all. I just wanted to impress him. You know, he was. I think I might have been the nerdiest guy on the set of Weird Science. I think I might be the nerdiest one up here still. And I sensed in John that he was like the nerd who made good. And I just like, I don't remember ever him like really just like losing it laughing, but he would chuckle sometimes if you did it right. And I remember looking for that and waiting for it.
I do too.
I could have killed you guys a couple of times.
What was some of the experiences, like the first days of shooting? What was that like?
That was horrendous for me because this was a film. Well, you guys have been filming for 3 weeks, and I come in, and this is my second film only ever, and I had to come in and replace a friend, which was tough, and you guys were intense. I mean, it was like being in a college fraternity. Not that I'd ever done that, but you guys already knew each other very well. And I had to come in and do some pretty heavy dialogue and had like 2 days to prepare once again. Yeah, no. I went right to Chicago and went into some person's house and took a shower. And
Person's never cleaned their bathroom since. It's worked out great. Everybody's happy. And of course, when Kelly walked on the set, we were all like, one of the coolest people I've ever had the pleasure of working with, and still my good friend. I love this woman. She's a great person.
Correct me if I'm wrong about this. What I remember.
You're wrong.
Yeah, probably. I remember when you showed up first, it was by a big sliding door, and you came in a black luxury car. Like, I want to say it was like a Rolls Royce or something. This is how I'm remembering it, right? And you got out with your British accent and your beauty and your body and your, like, high black riding boots and a Doberman named Jack.
The good thing is memory served him.
Like, as much as you might have felt intimidated, like, just, like, I still can't get over that image. Just like, holy cow. I think she's gonna kill me, and I think I'm gonna like it.
that's so funny. I never remember that.
Yeah, I probably made it up. I did have a lot of stuff.
I remember the real one.
What was it like auditioning for this movie? What was it like auditioning for this movie?
I think if I'd had to audition, I wouldn't have gotten it. Actually, I've never gotten it.
One day he said, thanks for that. Thanks, guys. Those of you over 40. So the next thing you know, oh yeah! It's an AARP convention. Come on! So what was I saying? I just brain farted. What was I talking about?
None of us can remember.
I can't remember. Oh, yeah, no, I worked with John. Oh, he came up to me in the hallway and he's like, I wrote 30 pages of this new script, and it's going to be you and another guy, and you're going to make this amazing woman on a computer. And we were literally like shooting the Breakfast Club. I was like, what the hell is this going on? He was so prolific, he had actually written like the first 30 pages of that script. And then cut to like a year later, we were all in Chicago once again. And John had the clout, so we would shoot movies in his hometown where he was from, which was always cool too. It was fun to go there.
Actually, I turned it down initially, yeah, the first time, because I was in South of France with Sting riding.
Oh, life's tough. She's in South of France, Sting riding.
That's why I made it down too.
Well, I was in high school going through puberty, but we're here. Taffy, help us out, please.
What do you think is the difference between the Hollywood teenage films that you guys had in the 80s to the ones that come out nowadays in the more modern times?
Again, I'll say John Hughes. And it was a freer time. People were more open and had more time to spend with each other and actually go and watch a movie and enjoy it instead of being texting and everything else. The 80s were great. I mean, it was a magical time.
How do you think that Hollywood has changed from then?
Well, I don't think the Hollywood of today was the Hollywood of yesterday. Yesterday's Hollywood was Hollywood. To me, Hollywood is not really around anymore. I think that there's some Hollywood stars, but I don't think that the films are, well, some of them are extraordinary, but
Yeah, I think some of them are extraordinary, but I mean, I think that what you get in the 80s, which I really miss, is in popular movies, not like in the ones that are going to win an Academy Award, but just like popular movies like Weird Science and my favorite, Conan. You get tremendous moments of silence where the actors and the director are really letting like a scene play out. And something like nobody went to Conan thinking that there was going to be a dialogue about fatherhood and like a dark moment where he's coming to terms with it. Or a moment of like tenderness between any of our characters that happened in that movie. Because it was just expected that even in the most like box office hit, even in the most kind of popular film, you needed that. And I don't get that when I watch movies today. I don't get a sense that any scene is given really the time to play out so that you can feel something. And I miss that.
My perspective is I feel John was really great. Yeah. I think I feel like a consistent theme with his films where people just wind up a little bit better off than they started out. And I think, without getting too heady, I think redemption is a very key theme in films. People need to see that. They want to see characters kind of win in some way. And I think what was brilliant about John's genius is that he was such a great writer, but he was never precious about it. He was always like, yeah, try that, or win. He was always encouraging us and kind of egging us on to do stuff. He certainly was with me. But I noticed that over the years. I've been many tough years to reflect on these movies, and I think that that's a really great quality that his writing had, and his direction, which makes him unique. And I think you miss that today. There's so many, I don't know, maybe it's just a faster world these days because of technology and every other thing. But anyway, did I bum everybody out? I'm sorry. Yeah, real serious. The social network thing.
Did you guys have any discussions to do a sequel afterwards? Were there any like talks about doing a sequel to it?
No, but they made a TV show, right?
Yeah, they did make a TV
They did
show
do
in
a
our-
TV show. It lasted
Yeah,
for a
and I read they're
season.
going to remake it, which
and they're not using any of us.
Great.
So it's going to turn.
Yeah.
It's going to turn
Turn
his
his
What do you
grave.
think about that?
Don't go!
So as far as a proposed sequel,
I don't think so. Yeah.
I don't think it would have the same effect.
Right.
I think we should all come back and you have to help me with something or something. I mean, yeah.
For it. I think it's more
Yeah.
about his family, his wife, and his two sons. Obviously, he left us with many more scripts that were unproduced and other things that I'm sure he wanted to do. But I think we're all sensitive about that, out of respect for him. But
Yeah.
I would be down. Gary at 50? Wait a minute.
I think Catherine and I talked about this. Adam F. Goldberg had an idea for a script that I wish had gone, which is that Wyatt and Gary's daughters find all their old stuff and then create Channing Tatum something. Which would be the perfect way to do it.
The ladies think that would work out there.
There's a lot more women in the geek industry right now that I think that would be a nice way to go with the remake or with the sequel or whatever you want to call it.
Or even just a continuation in comics with you guys' likeness. A continuation in the comic form with you guys' likeness. Like a lot of these 80s movies are getting done in the comic book form, and Weird Science is actually based off like a 1951 comic story from the EC Comics. Weird Science, it actually comes from that. And
We didn't know that.
yeah,
Thank you.
it's based off.
That's fantastic.
I
Doctor of 80s comedy. It's awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's based off the Made in the Future, very loosely based off of that. And I think you guys would read the Weird Science comic with their likenesses, right? Yeah. What do you really sound
That would be
like?
awesome.
Wait, hold on a second. I see a couple with bras on their heads. Can we get a round of applause? Can I get you guys to stand up? Stand up. No, come on, show the whole world. Now, you're not too shy to mention. That's awesome. That's right.
I also have a few more here before we open it up to some questions from the audience. But was there an 80s movie that you guys wish you could have been a part of that you weren't?
Scarface.
Beetlejuice. I turned it down.
You would have been a great bar.
Oh my God. I did turn everything down.
Spent a little less time with Sting back then.
That was just my own personal question. I've always wanted to ask you guys. Sorry.
You can't blame Sting, but anyway. So should we do questions?
Yeah. We're gonna do some questions for the audience here.
I can't see. Oh,
Yeah, there's a lot of lights in here.
Does anybody want to fire a question off? Oh, we got mics over there. Let's hear it for the volunteers who are working hard. Oh, there you are.
Hi,
Hey, bud.
how are you? Well, I just want to know, what was it like to kiss the beautiful Kelly LeBron?
All right, man. You're gonna get. How come nobody ever asked what it was like to kiss the beautiful Alon Mitchell Smith? That's what I want to know. Like, where's that question?
I saw you in the shower, that was enough for me. But
All right.
me too.
There's a lot of answers to that question, and all of them are good. I was nervous because I didn't. I mean, it's weird, right? Like, were you married to Steven Seagal at the time?
No, I didn't know him.
Oh, really? No. All right. I remember.
That was
being-
enough husband. There was one before that.
I remember being nervous, and I remember talking to John and just being like, "What kind of kiss is this? Like, give me the breakdown of what exactly this should be." But I guess he didn't share that knowledge
I'm
with you.
gonna kill you. It's what you made the hair on the back of my neck stand up.
I'm not sure that's good though. That's a little bit the way you describe a stalker.
You don't remember what you did?
I remember that I gave you the kind of kiss that
Old Tom.
I was gonna say, did you slip on the customer?
That's what I was hoping for. All tongue, baby.
As I said, I had a conversation. I didn't need a lot of product.
I'm still sweating.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Looks like we got another one coming up.
Blast of lights. Awesome. Hey, guys.
Hey,
Hey,
my question is, every damn night on the telephone,
She need my nuts.
and also, you did 4 movies with John Hughes. What was your favorite?
I'm sorry, the last thing?
Your favorite John Hughes movie that you did?
Honestly, not just because they're flanking me, but really Weird Science.
Really? I grew up with 16 Candles, and it was my favorite. 16 Candles was my favorite.
Thank you. I refer to it as the Puberty on Film trilogy.
Thank you for my child.
Thanks, brother. Is that a small farm animal? What's going on up there?
that's weird, man. I know the sound is clean.
Okay, honey?
It's okay, girl. I did that earlier.
Singer, or is that an issue? You okay? Are you squeaking? I can't answer. Oh,
It's alright. Take your time.
honey, it was a comedy. Don't bum us all out.
We'll give you your money back.
Yeah, exactly. Return the film to Costco. It's all good.
What was it like working on The Breakfast Club? And also, what's with the bras on your head in Weird Science?
What was the balls
Shooting
on
The Breakfast Club was
Yes.
a bummer by comparison. It was like kind of it was like filming a play. It was kind of intense and dark. But so when I got to shoot this film, it was so much fun. We had a great time every day. And the bra on the head thing, again, that was John. That was in the script, right? Or did
Oh yeah, that was.
Yeah.
I had
Then the woman in red showed up and it was on. You okay, honey?
I think so.
Somebody get her I think so. Get her some ice water. She okay? Thank you for your question.
I got nervous.
From over here on this side.
First of all, I have to make a I'm not worthy, National Lampoon, whatever. But for Miss LaRock, your character is kind of iconic in the 80s. It was like one of the first female characters that I saw that was strong and independent and awesome. Did you realize how like cool you were gonna be for women back then?
I don't know, but thank you. Yeah, I guess she was kind of strong. I never really thought about it. In those days, I was kind of unattached to myself. But yeah, I think that's really cool because we women are really fantastic people and we are strong even when we're weak.
Make the world turn. Absolutely. She's a very strong woman and has a ranch. This is very strong. Next, who's up? Hey, guys.
Hey, I just want to say hi to Ian, Kelly. Hi, how you doing? My question is for Anthony, though. 16 Candles, Molly Ringwald, the scene with the panties and the dancing. Was that all improvised, or was that in the script?
Yeah, I was just that kid, you know, I was kind of goofing and John was just kind of cut me loose, you know? And I don't know what the hell I was doing, just dancing around her, breathing her ear, I don't know what it was. It was fun,
All right, thanks.
But it was
Love
cool,
you
he
guys.
was like a coach, you know, in between takes, for all of us, he was always like, yeah, he would be laughing and he would, suggest things and we could try things. That's what made him cool. You know, he didn't have to just stick to the script, which I think was great.
Farmer Ted is the man.
Thank you,
Oh, can we get a microphone
get a mic
to this
over?
young lady over here on the side, please?
Going over there for this question. I'm like Donahue now. How are you? How's it going, baby? You coming over here? We might want to see a wheelie too, but we'll play it out. Let's see what happens here. How you doing? Oh, you're hilarious.
Good, how are you? Oh my god. I was curious when you guys had chat at the end and it was the animatronic. Did you guys just play with that thing for hours? Because it just looked like so much fun. Yeah, I totally did.
I know, the thing was squirting and farting and all kinds of things. Yeah, I remember that thing being built, and then when we shot it, it was pretty funny.
Yeah, but I don't think we were allowed to touch it.
And also, I think there was like a small dude in there, right? There was like a small person operating.
Yeah, there was 2 or 3 in there.
Yeah, working it.
Yeah.
But I remember wanting to mess with it and someone saying, like, get away from there.
Yeah. No, I think there was. I think there was a small person, actor that was in the thing. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go back over to the right side over there. Are we over here? Okay, on this side, sorry.
First, I just wanted to thank you all for getting together and coming here to make this event happen.
No, thank you.
Yeah, thanks all of you for coming.
My question is really for all of you. While you were making the film, did you have any clue as to what kind of cult classic coming of age movie it would become? Or was it really just a fun kind of joke around job to you guys?
I thought it was a porno.
I didn't have any idea that it would last or anything that we did would, hold up this long. So it's really been a lot of fun for me over the years to see that, the films that he made.
Yeah, I think maybe I thought, this was the first John Hughes movie that I'd done, and I don't know if you know this, Mike and I went to the same high school, and we got to know each other, like I booked the job, and then we were in school a little bit, and then we went to do it together. And we were hanging out a little bit, and he used to say things to me, like when you get recognized on the street, and I would like stand out to the side. I mean, I had done some things, but nothing very big. He would always say afterwards, like, soon, man, this is gonna be you, like, soon. And so I thought, like, wow, I wonder if this is going to be huge. Like, I wonder how big it's going to be. But the thing about, I don't know if you have the same experience with Weird Science. Like, right after the fact, I didn't get recognized anywhere near as much as I did, like, 10 years afterwards. Like, it really picked up steam over time, I think. And I think that might be an element of, like, the cult movie. That people, yeah, that it grows sideways after it's already out there. It doesn't hit necessarily with the splash that you think it would.
And it doesn't hit you right away as well.
Right.
So I feel that we all owe a great debt to Ted Turner because of TNT and all these networks, TBS, all those networks that played our, this film and the other ones we did. It was, it's a great experience. So I think it's a surprise to answer your question. I think you never know what's going to happen in the show business. That's for sure.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks for the question.
We have a line over here if you want to go get in line. But yeah. But we'll go to the next gentleman on the side.
Hi guys.
It's like high school again, right? Go get in line.
It's great seeing you guys, all three of you on stage. Welcome to Denver.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
It's great to be here.
What was it like working with Bill Paxton? Do you have any interesting stories? Bill Paxton.
I think he was the nicest guy that you can imagine. Like everybody on that show was great, and I love working with these people, and they all became my close friends. But Bill was just the nicest guy ever, and I can't say enough good things about him.
I had a great experience with Bill. I remember the scene where he was shooting. I happened to just be hanging out that day, and it's the scene where you wake up and you're wearing her underwear, and he has to come into the kitchen, and Paxton, who's from Fort Worth, Texas, I mean, that's him. You know, the way he sounded in that film is the real Paxton. And I remember Bill came up to me, and he asked me what he said, like, you got an idea what I should call Lon in this scene? I go, try dickweed. He goes, sorry, but I didn't. He goes, all right, try dickweed. So then he did, then he used it, and I was like, but anyway, he's really a great guy. He's a lot of fun. He's a lot of fun.
Yeah, he's great.
And when he hits me with the rifle, that was a rubber rifle. But my head still hurts.
On the side.
Hey guys.
Hey, man.
Hey.
So you guys had to deal with special effects back then in a way that we don't do anymore. I was wondering what kind of challenges that had.
Smoke. Lots of smoke.
You're being
Lots of
kind.
smoke.
When special effects weren't special effects, right? Everything's CGI these days. Yeah, really. We just had smoke on the set, and what else do we have for effects?
Well, I think
missile going through the
Mike tells the
Piano
best
and
story.
the-
I think you should tell the story about the missile coming. That's the main thing. The missile coming through the floor. Like there's no way to do that outside of a missile coming through the floor. And what happened then, Mike?
I'm not remembering the story. Take it away.
You forgot to hook up the doll.
I forgot. And then it comes from the floor. But they built it like on some kind of, what the hell was it? What was the thing that they built? It was like a hydraulic thing, right? We had
Yeah,
one take
hydraulic
to do
thing
it.
that came out. We only had one shot because
Yeah.
it came through the floor, right? And so we're all primed for this one shot, and so we're just about to start.
And what happened? You farted or what happened?
Somebody fired, but it wasn't me.
Oh, that's what it was. It was Rustler.
Yeah, I think it was.
Robert Rustler.
One of the Roberts.
Yeah,
boys.
yeah,
Let's
yeah.
just leave it at-
Yeah.
And so we were kind of cracking up while it was happening.
Yeah.
And so we had to do some kind of funky thing in reverse, and then they played it in reverse, and I don't even know how, like, that's when the smartest people on set get together and like try and brainstorm how they're gonna try and fix the fart mess up.
Robert and Iron Man couldn't be here today, but we'll send our best.
He's remembered for his gas.
All right, thanks guys.
On the side.
Hi.
Hi, young lady.
Hi.
Okay, so this question is for Anthony. And this question is about looking back on the movies that you did, like Breakfast Club and 16 Candles. What memories make you like laugh, just make you so happy?
Well, I think seeing the effect over these years since we've been together making this film, to see that this film has held up for people, I really love that. And certainly the other John Hughes films I did too, the fact that they find an audience, because I mean, it's not just a cliche to say that, I'm not just pandering it, really, without the audience we wouldn't have jobs. So the fact that these films have held up and found a home in the hearts of people is really great. And they really, quite honestly, this was even more fun to make, you know, being on the set with John, as we've talked about. He was such a cool guy, he was a great collaborator, and he put everybody at ease, and he kind of got the best out of everybody because he was cool like that, you know. So I have nothing but great memories of shooting them, and certainly all these years, it's been a real joy for us to receive the love from the audience and people that find these movies, you know, to be worth watching. Yeah. So thanks.
Thank you.
Yep, we got someone over here.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey.
My question was, what was
Was that
your...
you, Green Lantern? Is that you out there?
Yes.
I see. Okay, close enough. So green T-shirt.
Exactly. So my question was, what was your favorite memory from the set? Like, what was your favorite scene to shoot?
Not the bathroom. These boys got the freaking giggles. I was like a prune for 2 days. They could not stop laughing. You had like nervous boy jitters.
It's called puberty, but we were so excited. And she came in, like, she was so cool about it. She puts everybody at ease, and she's making the crew laugh, and she shows up, she walks on set like in a robe, and we kind of knew the setup, may I say this? She was gonna have like pasties, Any minors here? Leave now. And so she had pasties on, and we got in the shower, and here we are, dork and dork over here. We were like in full clothing, getting dripped on, and there's Kelly, and we were doing the scene. And John thought it was really funny if we played it like that old TV show Dragnet. So he wanted us to start talking fast, and it's just a funny scene. So that's one thing for me. And then the bar scene was pretty fun.
Yeah, the bar scene was fun.
And the one with your family when I pull a gun on them. Have you ever thought how sad it is that your son's only sexual outlet is tossing off to magazines in the bathroom?
Chips, dips, chains, and whips. Thanks for your question, man. Did we answer that? Okay. All right, cool.
All right, we have just a few more moments here. Let's go on this side over here.
What are some things that made it into the final production that were originally not scripted?
Wait, say that again, bro. It sounded like Latin from here. Say that again.
What are some things that made it into the final production that were not originally in the script?
So what did we shoot that's not in the movie?
What's in the movie that
we didn't
wasn't-
Oh, got it. Okay, the other way around. Thanks for helping me out there. Thanks. Getting old, guys, all right? We're good.
Watch it.
Well, let's think. Let's think. I think the bar scene, when we were all getting drunk at the bar, there's a funny story about that. The guy that sat next to us, remember Fats?
Yeah.
That was his real name. And there's a quick story. This is how he got into show business. He was doing something, many of you won't remember this, but people that are old enough remember this TV series with Robert Blake Beretta in the 70s. He was shooting an episode of Beretta in downtown LA, and he was homeless at the time. And some dude that he knew that was like a wino, a homeless cat that was staying on the street, literally, while they were shooting, this guy who was a friend of Fats ran up on the truck and tried to steal a Panavision camera. They weigh like about 100 pounds. So you can imagine like this wino running off with the camera truck, stealing a camera, running down the street. And so what happened was Fats told me that he recovered the camera for the production crew. And that's how he got into show business. And next thing you know, they gave him a part. And he was the guy who talked like this, Fats. Remember Fats? Yeah. And that's how he got his first part on Beretta. Anyway, that's a Fat story.
Yeah, that's great.
Anybody else? Does anyone else have any memories of scenes that weren't in the script?
And on this side over here.
Sorry, I'm spaced out. My question is, did you have like a hard time not like dancing constantly to Danny Elfman's music?
Do you have a hard time not dancing to Danny Elfman's music, Oingo Boingo?
You like Oingo Boingo?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a brilliant producer. I just remember because I remember that band, I was listening to them, and yeah, I was excited. I remember when John hired Danny to do the score, I thought that was really cool. He's gone on to become like a really big composer in Hollywood. That's a great band. Oingo Boingo was cool, right? Yeah. Cool. You millennials. You're just being nice to this old crew here. No, thank you. Good reference, man. Oingo Boingo.
Hi, this is for, and I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, Island?
Sure, yeah, Elon.
I had seen you in The Chocolate Wars and The Chocolate War, I think, and why didn't you do any other movies? And for Weird Science, I actually snuck into the theater because I was only 8 years old, and you were my first childhood crush.
Thanks so much. That's very nice. I appreciate that. After The Chocolate War, I'm trying to think if I did do anything else. I think I did some TV, maybe. Yeah, I did a TV show that I was on for a while after The Chocolate War, and then, but you know, shortly after that, I don't know if I spent a lot of time reading medieval history while I was acting, and it was always an interest of mine. And playing Dungeons and Dragons, which is like the medieval. And so at some point, you know, within a few years after The Chocolate War, after that TV series, I looked at my future and I thought about what it held, and that's when I started thinking that I might want to go after academia full time. And I don't know if people know this, but I'm a teacher now. And so. So I guess, sorry to talk so long. The long answer is that, or the short answer would be that I stopped acting pretty soon after the Chocolate War, and I started going to school, and that ended up being something that I liked very much, and so I became a professor.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think one of the things that makes the movie hold up so well is its rewatchability. I know when it came out, my parents rented the movie probably 5 or 6 times, and probably could have bought it at that point, you know. But my favorite scene from the movie is the bar scene. I was just wondering if you guys had a favorite scene that you like to watch. I know you talked about favorite scene to shoot, and if you have a favorite line from the movie also.
Yeah. Go ahead, Al, I'll kick your ass. So what is that?
Bunch of them in there, yeah. I never whacked off to anything. I think that was a pretty good one. Had a bold-faced lie.
Gary was just taking a shit.
Gary was just taking a shit. That was a good one. Grab the slap. Try to match.
For the minors of the audience, I do think so. I'm sorry, I apologize. Yeah, there are a lot of scenes that are fantastic.
I think every scene in the movie is great. So hard to pick one.
I don't know why this girl was out of her house at 8 years old. What's going on with that? She roaming the streets at 8? What was that?
It's the draw of Mitchell Smith. Of course. I'll climb a tree. I'll climb out the window.
It was the sexy luring her into the theater. And she was just a small child. What the hell, you're a professor. Hey guys, anybody? Who's next? Hello, ma'am. Anybody?
Hello, over here.
Yeah, around that side.
Hey, man.
Pretty easy question. Typical Comic-Con question, one for all of you. What is your favorite superhero or villain?
Favorite
superhero or villain? Favorite
villain.
Hero or villain?
I'll go first. I grew up and I always loved the X-Men, and so they're going to be dear to my heart, but recently I've been wondering why, because I can't find something that does the same thing that the comic books used to do for me. So right now, I'm loving the hell out of Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel. And by far... Oh, and I didn't say a super villain. Of course it's Magneto. Yeah! Of course, because he has a point.
For me, I was always a Batman fan since I was a little kid. I used to love the show.
Yeah, I guess if you like DC, whatever.
DC Marvel.
He's not really.
I had the great privilege of being in the Dark Knight. I had a little part in the Dark Knight, and I got to work. Thanks. And I got to work with Heath, and that was really great. I was really impressed by his level of concentration and focus as an actor. So the Joker was always great, but he really, I think, redefined it. But I remember back in the 80s, the first one was great with Nicholson. Yeah. So my favorite moment is when, remember Jerry Hall, his girlfriend in it, and she's over his shoulder, and he's looking at himself in the mirror. She goes, "You look great, Jack." And Nicholson goes, "I didn't ask." Cal, any heroes?
Batman and Robin.
Yeah, Batman and Robin. Who's on your shirt, man? What is that?
Death by Kittens.
Oh, okay. Death by what?
Death by Kittens. It's a Jolly Roger skull made out of kitten pictures.
I don't know what it meant, but I dig it.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, are there any props from the movie that you kept or that you really, really wanted to keep but couldn't?
Yes, ma'am. I kept all those suits. I have to walk right the hell off the set with those suits. I didn't even ask anybody. I was like, I think I'm going to keep these suits because they looked really good on me.
Too sexy for the suit now, huh? Yeah, no, we did.
Too sexy for me. That's the whole point.
No, John was cool. We did hook us up that way. We would get the clothes, which was kind of cool. I don't know if they work now, 40 pounds later, 35 years later, but yeah. Did that answer the question? I hope so.
Yeah, I have the dress from the party scene still.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, it's my turn. Hey guys, thanks for coming out to Denver Comic Con. I wanted to see what you think the greatest takeaway from all of the John Hughes movies that you've worked on might be. Like, what do you think was the most impactful thing that the films could have had on our generation?
Laughter, I think. Because because there's not enough of it. Right?
Good story.
Thanks.
Were you going to say you? I'm sorry.
I'm like number 3.
Yes, my dear.
Hi. Anthony Michael Hall, Rusty. Loved you in that. Big Ethan. My question is actually for Kelly. The wardrobe in this movie was fantastic for you. Did you have any influence or say in what you got to wear?
Actually, that was the problem. When I went onto the set, I was wearing another actress's clothes, and we were built completely differently. So some of the dresses had to be let out and cut in the back so that I could fit into them. I didn't have any choice. I mean, I literally went from saying yes to being on the set within 2 days. I was from France to Illinois. So I had no say, I had no time to be involved in any of that, but I would have loved to have been.
Was Sting crying?
Still is.
Still is, I bet. She ain't kidding.
And lastly, what was your favorite outfit to wear?
I think the one that I wore with your parents. That was kind of it was kind of punk and the hair.
Yeah.
And it was, you know.
Instead of
And what would you say, Kelly's underwear or?
Yeah. It was very comfortable.
Thank you.
On the side.
Hi guys, thank you again for coming. We've had some really great questions, so I'm going to cheese it up a bit. So out of the 3 of you, which of you just thinks that you had the best hairstyle in the movie? Best hairstyle in the movie, which one of you?
I certainly lose. I'll tap out right now. I don't know what the hell that was that I was doing there. But John Hughes actually had an idea. He showed me a picture in a magazine. Again, for those of you who aren't young enough or old enough, the 80s were like some weird style happening there. So he had some ideas that dude had a haircut, some male model in the magazine. Did not look the same on my little skinny butt. But anyway, so it wasn't me.
At least you still have your hair.
Yeah, exactly. Going gray, but I'm here.
I don't think I win that either. I spent the first part of that movie wearing KY jelly in my hair. That's what I used to make it.
That wasn't
stick down.
something about Mary?
Yeah, that's where they got the idea.
Some weird preparation for this part.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, we got a few more moments. Let's go to this guy over here.
How much time, if any, did you actually get to fly around in that Ferrari Mondial?
Oh, yeah. How much time did I get to drive around that Ferrari? Well, after the scene where we leave the mall and they let me drive the 928, I think those days were over. So they brought in a stunt guy. So if you watch in the movie, he's got the really bad AMH wig on, which is actually worse than the hair I had at the time. So there you go, thanks. Anybody else?
Yeah, no, you had your permit though, so at least you were able to pull the thing up. I was from New York and I didn't even have a permit. So
I think it's because I almost killed some people in the parking lot when she gets in the car and Downey and Russell were like, how did that punk get her? And I was like, and we pulled, and then we race off, and I think I almost killed somebody. Because I almost did that at 16 Candles when I was driving a Rolls Royce. I literally almost ran somebody over. Anyway, I'm better now. Kind of.
All right, we're gonna take this last question over here. This is gonna be it, guys.
From Superman, no less.
From Superman.
Now you honor us, Superman.
How you doing, guys? This is for all
Sorry,
three of
there's
you. Is there any scene in the movie you wish you could refilm, do differently?
I'm just kidding. I don't know. Alon, do you have any?
A scene in the movie that we wish we could refilm?
Yeah.
Oh, geez, man. I mean, I always had a hard time watching myself, and I still can't stand it. And so I think I'd say everyone. Like, everyone when I watch it, I'm like, oh, God, I could have done something smart there, and I didn't. Or worse, like, why does my voice sound like that? So, yeah, every single one, probably.
I gotta admit, many years later, I've had a lot of people come up to me over the years and go, dude, does Alon talk like that? Is that really his voice? I go, yeah, man, it's just his voice. And he's a
I guess
professor,
it was.
so he'd be nice.
One might have hoped that it would have changed more, but...
All right, and I have one question for you guys before we go. What is advice that you would give to the millennials that are coming up in this new generation? Not necessarily on acting, but just advice on life and growing up.
be kind.
I would second that emotion, but certainly pursue something that's you're passionate about. You know, that's that old line of like, if you do something you're passionate about, you'll never work a day in your life. So I would say, you know, follow your heart and do things that matter to you, and keep family first too. I think is also really important.
Yeah, I think I would echo what they said. I'm not sure that I'm the best person to give advice, but I guess based on that movie, I would say don't take yourself too seriously and go from the heart.
Well, guys, this has been the 30th anniversary reunion of Weird Science. Give them a round of applause. Stand up, chair. Probably will see this again unless you come back in 6 years.
Thank you guys, appreciate it. Have a great time.